Here we go. Good morning, people. How you doing, Wilksey? You right?
Yeah, I'm heavily leveraged into my positions at the minute, so I'm a
Me and you both.
little bit anxious for the rest of the week.
Don't worry, mate. Don't worry. But on Wilskey's request, guys, we're going to change the music. Okay, we're going to put something a little bit different. We'll have a little bit of a playlist. Let me turn the light on.
Yeah.
So what are we looking at today? You've got a little bit of news as well with what's going on in the US. Do you want to just run us through it, and I'll share everything on Instagram and stuff like we
Sure,
do?
man. Yeah.
Go for it.
My bias for the week was extremely relying on really NFP figures to be somewhat good for the USD, potentially seeing some strength back into the DXY. I'll probably start with that, to be fair, because what we saw last week was for the previous week, we rejected at the yearly lows. After that, we had a nice push to the upside last week, which made me think, especially with like daily structural breaks, if we looked at maybe this daily high, we've actually smashed right through it and we've currently pulled back into this area. Now, I'd say the week is kind of relying on what we do today. The reason why DXY's pulled back a lot today, which I found out this morning, was the US couldn't decide on their fiscal policies for Q4. And because that's not gone through, they've had to shut the government down. I don't know how long for, but at least today, that could affect a lot of different things, such as NFP. When that comes out on Friday, they may not even be able to release the figures, which I don't know how that will fare for USD, but it may not be the best, especially with them not being able to make good decisions in the start of the quarter, which is looking at how will the year finish for the DXY. Are we going to see further downside? Are we just going to keep pushing down and have a very bearish year? For me, on the daily at the minute, I like this push up and the pullback. Don't get me wrong, it's been nice. We've seen 3 candles that have got smaller in size every single time. At this point, we've obviously taken out the previous daily low, but we're in that kind of area for price to reject, potentially create higher low and look for more upside. If not, we're probably going to come down the rest of this week, break this point of structure on the daily just above 97 to come down. With that being said, I got tagged into EU a couple of days ago, and you can see I've just been holding a little bit of drawdown, really somewhat in the midst of being break even at the minute. And my bias was to see continued downside to this daily target all the way down here, to see maybe us come up further in October. But for the minute, when we saw the monthly close, actually, we can go on to that. We did close weak on the monthly time frame. As we go down onto the weekly, I was kind of banking on us coming deeper. That could be the last grab for us to come up, though. So it's all going to rely on the USD. I think with the euro and the pound, they're both, I mean, the pound's not looking the strongest. The euro's pretty stable, which kind of could push this up even more. That's the move I'm in on EU. I'm in 2 trades on GU as well. So I did get tagged in yesterday on my second position. This trade was running from last week. Similar bias to EU. I was liking the fact that we've shown some rejections to the yearly highs, looking for further downside to commence. We did have a big reaction at this low from last week. Again, the candles on the daily have got smaller, which I like to see. We're in this daily FVG at the minute, and obviously this is a very key area for the week, because if we break lower high here, then the chances of us making new highs past here, where we rejected from a few weeks ago, becomes quite high. So I am banking on the fact that we can see price flip today and come down for the rest of the week. But with the USD, it could end up stopping me out. So that's my analysis for the week. I'm in 3 positions. I'm not going to take any more this week and just see how it plays out, really.
Yeah, fair enough. I think, even just from all of this open, we've had a break of the Asian highs, and now we're pushing low as well, lower. So I'm actually in a long on AUD USD, which anything against it looks like the dollar wants to have a little bit of a retracement back up because it has had a push down on the Asian session quite heavily. like, so I'll put on my chart and we'll talk about it. Yesterday, the trade idea yesterday that we had on was USD CHF, which was actually at this level here. And I was talking to Wilksey about it as well, because to be honest, this looked really nice until it didn't. So we had a really nice push up in from this demand area, and we looked like it just wanted to start pushing up and continuing, and then it just basically failed. It looked like it was going to break. I was long from this area here, and then it break, retest, and continue to take out the low. So I think Forex at the moment, a lot of what we're looking at, it's staying in quite tight ranges. I don't know if it's because the NFP is coming out, or it's supposed to come out on Friday. A little bit. But we'll have to see what happens. Obviously, gold has pushed up, continuing to push up right now. Had a nice little bit of consolidation in the Asian session, and now we're pushing up. Obviously, you've got these highs here that it's taken. GU again over yesterday. Look at all of that, man. Like these are. I'm actually finding these market conditions quite tough. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, last few months for me have been really difficult.
It's really hard to play FX at the moment. This looks like a nice long, to be honest. So obviously you've got the range highs, here. It's coming back into that. Aussie dollar. My target for this is just for it to take out this high right here with a break, retest, continuation. I'm slightly in drawdown at the moment. But yeah, that's it. EG as well. These are really disgusting ranges, man.
They're grim.
They are really disgusting ranges.
Gotta be careful, and do you know what it does in them ranges as well? It gives you entries, and you just try and get in them, and then it will just flip.
Yeah, like even here, I got in a little bit late on here because it looked like the momentum was up. My stop is underneath this low right here, so we'll see what happens. But it's a bit of it's a tough one, to be fair. Crypto as well. Let's have a look at what Solana was doing. Solana still looks pretty decent, still within this buy area. I do think we're gonna slowly start trickling up to 250 area, if I'm honest. Let's have a look on the daily. But it seems like everything's just really stuck in a range. You had the first few quarters that were lots of momentum, lots of pushing, and these last couple of months has been a little bit of the opposite. It's been a lot harder.
I massively kicked myself because I jumped on the trend train too late back in the start of the year. Like, I wasn't doing too well in Q2 or Q1 wasn't the best for me. I had a good February, and then by the time I realised it, I caught the last bit of the trend move, which was really clean in June. And then July and August, because I didn't capitalise enough earlier in the year, the drawdown now is affecting me. Whereas if I did a lot better, then I could sit there now and say it doesn't matter too much, which is really frustrating. But you've got to learn somehow.
Yeah, I think that's why with trading as well, you got to get to the point where you're not just looking at, you got to look at your year and how your year's been, and not just on specific days or trades or even weeks, and just look at your overall performance. Like, if I look at my last 2 months, I'd be bloody depressed. But if I look at my year, I'm actually super, super happy. I've had a fantastic year so far. As long as the rest of the year doesn't continue like the last couple of months, I'll still be quite happy. So it just depends on what time frame you're looking at in your progression, and not as well just on that the next one or two trades on the day. It may be a little bit different for you because you're a swing trader. And how many trades do you have in a year? Probably like 20, maybe even
I can
30.
take probably between 60 and 100, but it's
Okay.
usually 1 to 2 a week.
Yeah.
Not many. So I look at,
A
yeah,
good frequency, to be fair. I thought you would be,
decent.
yeah.
Yeah. Question on my chair. My chair is a GT Omega racing chair. Got when I was a kid. Still
They're
going now.
comfortable.
They're nice. Yeah, yeah. They're good.
Really.
Mm. They're
I
not the
bought
cheapest.
I bought one of them gaming chairs, man. I sat in it. I was like, I've just wasted like
Didn't like it.
so much money, man.
They're not cheap at all.
They're not cheap, no. They're really expensive, but they don't do refunds.
No.
These
Yeah.
companies, man, don't do refunds. Okay, so this is kind of like the last area of support as well for this particular move. Obviously, is my stops underneath here. I do have another trade on a different account, which is literally at the moment at break even. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with this. The way that the EMAs are pointing upwards gives me the feeling like we've still got a little bit of momentum on our side. Obviously, now we're coming into this 50 fib. We've taken out this very, very weak low, which is also very good because if you've got some early longs or late longs and they've put their stop underneath that, then maybe that's enough liquidity for price actually to start moving back up. We don't know until after the fact. So that's the unfortunate thing about trading. Afterwards, everybody's a genius, but when you're in the trade, unfortunately, we just have to see what happens.
Hindsight is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, man. Hindsight is amazing and also sucks at the same time. Have you ever closed a trade early and then you just looked back and you were like, why would I close that trade early? But at the time, it feels like the right thing to do. You feel like, okay, I'm feeling the market,
Yeah.
it's not going my way. I'm going to go against my plan. I'm going to close the trade. And then as soon as you close the trade and then you look back, you're like, well, what was the point of me even closing that? Because it didn't show any reason. That's why I think the mental game of trading is a lot more important.
It's huge because whenever you do that and you close a trade early, you tend to see as soon as you do it, it will start running again. And then you think the market's against you as a personal attack. And it never really is. It's your mind.
Yeah. The market is very good at extracting money from us, and it does that through emotion as well. And there are definitely ways that pushing it one direction and taking it, because everybody knows these little points. You got these little points here. You've got like all of these little lows and stuff. There's always orders below those things. That's why I know people hate on all the liquidity concepts and stuff like that, but you have to use them because it's just,
Yeah, I like liquidity.
the way it is, Okay, so we're getting a little bit more, a little bit of momentum here. This would be good to just get back into a little bit of profits from yesterday, because yesterday we had a little bit of a rubbish day, if I'm honest. My win rate recently has been absolutely garbage. Look at that.
Yeah, I still haven't took a win in. I don't even want to say how many months. It's been a long time.
How does that feel, man? Because
So, bearing in mind, when I last took winners, usually that was when I doubled my funding. So I was in a really good spot, and I thought next payout is going to be at least 5 figures because you've got so much capital.
yeah,
Straight drawdown. I've had one win since end of July. I'm on a 9 trade losing streak, and I've got 3 trades running now. So if they all lose, I blew potentially 2 funded accounts.
Yeah.
And that's never happened before. And it's a scary thing, especially with the other trades that I'm in with the challenges, is they're all going to pass phase 1. So it's like already, there's a lot relying on it, not just from the funded side, but from the challenge side as well. and that can play heavily into the psychology.
Agreed. Yeah. I think there's a big thing as well, warming account up once you have a payout or once you do anything, just trying to get those little wins under your belt really early on. Because I've seen in myself, when you get a new funded account or you just take a payout and you go for your first trade, if you set up that on a bad leg, let's say, like you get a couple of bad trades, it kind of sets the stage for the rest of the progression on the account for some reason. I don't know if that's just me, but I definitely recommend people warming the account up and just trading a little bit easy, especially on the funding account to start off with.
You
On
can
the
never go wrong. Yeah, on the funded stuff, it's like it's different to challenges, and you've got to. There's no minimal amount of risk that's too little on a funded account. It really doesn't matter if you're risking 0.25% to get going, because if you've been on a 5 trade winning streak, got a massive payout, then there's a high chance, more than you think, of you going straight into drawdown. And then as soon as you go into drawdown, that's a harder psychology. When you get on, I'm 3 trades away from even getting back to break even, never mind getting a payout. And all the trader thinks about is the payout. You
Yeah.
need to flip that psychology by, as you say, doing things like lowering the risk, get it going. See how you feel after a couple of trades.
Some of my biggest losing streaks always come off the best winning streaks. There's never like any in between. It's just like either that or,
Every time.
biggest winning day straight afterwards is a losing streak.
Yeah.
And that's why I think traders need to be resilient. Like at the moment, even this is quite, it's quite frustrating because the momentum, it feels like the start of this year where momentum was just when it showed, it just continued. And now it's a little bit trappy, to be fair.
Yeah, that reversal in 5 minutes has just gone, cleared that whole candle, isn't it? It's just
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty.
Morning, Abdullah and Kane. How's it going? Any trades today?
Like, still, I don't see any. There's no reason to start trying to close a position in support. The only thing is to do is just to hold the ground, and the stops there. The stops there on purpose. So I'm not going to start playing with the position. But when I look at EU, and I'm like, this is gross, man. This is gross. There you go. So that was USD CHF come taking the Asian lows. Maybe we're gonna come back into this area of prior demand.
Lawrence looking for EU shorts. Yeah, that's what I'm in at the minute, but I am not sure how it's looking. It's reacting quite well, at least taking out the Asian highs. It's one thing I do like about it.
The only thing that I would say is like it looks, like the break retest continuation trade. And if it does turn out, I reckon the target is, up to the 180s, 1805 maybe. What can I say? I'm long and it's not currently working out. So
Yeah, see on EU, my stop's up past previous weekly high, so I'm safe for the minute.
stops at prior weekly high. So that would be what, 1819?
Yeah, 1820-ish.
Yeah.
Expect like even if you saw yesterday that previous lower high area was like a bit of liquidity it's taken out, and
Mm.
if it drops from here, then it looks nice. If it doesn't, then yeah, the structure is going to be pretty bullish again.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. We've got quite a bit of news coming out on the euro soon. So we've got inflation rate. And then we've got what we've got on pound. Pound looks like it's still holding actually. If you have a look, it's wicked that week low, which looks like a nasty little trap, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised now if this starts pushing up. Same with euro, potentially with AUD. It's funny how I decided to long AUD because actually it's quite weak across the board, whereas euro would probably be in the stronger pair. The only thing is I wouldn't want to get into a position an hour before inflation rate, especially on a day trade.
Is that high impact as well?
Yeah, I would say so. Even if it's not high impact, my stops are normally around about 10 pips away.
It's not enough, is it?
So it could just, just wick, for instance, and that would be very frustrating.
That's another thing about when you're scalping more so. When it comes to news events, you just can't risk it. I've been slipped on my positions that have 60 pip stops. I've been 20 pips. I've been slipped 25 pips.
Wow. Is that on personal or is that on prop?
That would be on certain props. If there's a really high impact, like NFP, it can be 20. And if you've got a 10 pip stop, you're losing 3x your position.
Props
Much.
Props are in charge of slippage. They can change the slippage.
Yeah.
If they want to. They can put whatever settings that they want on there. Now, the idea is that just because you've got that power, would you actually put that power? And you would only go to a firm that you've got good conditions and you don't get that kind of stuff. If you are getting slipped on a regular basis, warning.
Red flag.
Red flag. Don't be trading with that firm. Because it's all done on the back end. They can all put slippage. They can do, obviously spreads are coming obviously from the service providers. Can add spreads if they want. They can also subsidize spreads. It really depends what they want to give to the trader. But when it comes to slippage, that is all synthetic. They want to add slippage, they will add slippage.
And any firm that I've seen where there's huge slippage, it's a snowball effect down the line. They don't last.
No, not really. It's funny because some of the bigger firms, even if we look at back in the day, FTMO and stuff, they do have a little bit of that here and there, but they're not going anywhere. No. And the other firms, the smaller ones that have recently opened, no way would I ever even think about doing it. You just got to play it by ear. If you're starting a new prop, even if anybody here that you haven't, obviously we're funding Rock and stuff, don't go for a big account first. Go for a small account, a 5K account, try it, execute, see if everything works, see if it's all good. And then obviously, if you want to get a bigger account, go for a bigger account. But don't go and get a 200K account straight away unless you trust
Yeah, unless you've got the money to put in. I don't mind testing out a new firm with a big account, but at the cost of potentially losing $1,000.
So I did that with another firm a few months back, and as soon as I got in there was slippage and execution. It was awful straight away. And this was in the evaluation, so I don't want to even think what it would be like funded. And for me, it kind of made me, I don't even want to get funded then,
Oh, yeah.
You're like, why, like, this is crap. This is awful. And then you open up a support ticket and they're like, okay, we're going to check this and stuff. Please give me all the details. Everybody has the details straight away. They could find the support team and stuff, take 2 seconds to find all the details. And it's all this kind of game and stuff. And that's why where you find a firm, doesn't matter if it's Funding Rock or any type of firm, the customer service and the execution trading conditions are always the most important, in my opinion.
Key. And I've had that where I've been in challenges, and because I take longer to pass, can be months sometimes. They'll add rules in over time, and I'm sitting there.
Which shouldn't change your account.
No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't at all. And then I'm sitting there going, I don't even want to get funded with these now.
Yeah.
And I would rather not even. And people would say, oh, but then if they're telling me I need 5. There's one firm I'm not going to name. They changed the rules on the funded, so you need 5 winning positions of at least 0.5% before a payout. And I'm sitting there in phase 1.
5 winning positions of 0.5% until you get a payout.
Yeah, every time you get a payout. And I'm sitting there going, that's going to take me. That could take me months and months, and I'm sitting there with 5k, 10k profit in the account. I can't withdraw. That's not what I come to do props for.
Yeah, that's yeah. What can I say? That's bloody annoying.
It's really bad.
Yeah, that's annoying, man. Yeah, it is. It is what it is. I think as well in the overall the coming years, we're going to see a lot of changes in prop. We're going to see a lot of innovation, and this is a niche in trading that, in my opinion, is going to stay. But I don't think the firms that are around right now are going to be the firms that are going to be with us in a year, 2 years time. I don't think so. I think a lot of firms that are coming in and they're very, very fast and they're giving all of these massive things, and I don't think they're going to last. The big boys, let's hope they do last, because if the big boys go down, then that would be really bad for the industry.
So, what do you reckon about regulation then? So, with firms,
Regulation's great. Regulation is perfect, because regulation will take the bar higher. So then not everybody can just open a prop. Not everybody these days anyway now can open a prop. They won't last because the bar is a lot higher. Costs are a lot higher. So it takes really professional people to actually come in with a lot of money to actually build something correctly. But regulation needs to happen, and it will happen. And when it does, then it will just mean better stuff for the consumer.
hopefully, that's what I mean. Like, you see funded traders that want to open their own prop and they do it, and then they make a lot of money and they get in and out within a year or two.
What's that? The influencers?
Influencers that go to make a prop firm because they've done well themselves.
So they get approached. There's a specific entity that approaches these types of influencers, and they do them a revenue share of, let's say, 50 to 60%. Well, no, it's the opposite. They get like 40% or even 30%, and then the mothership or the owner of the company, they just provide all the tech and stuff like that. You don't want to go next to one of those because they are really sharky. They just use those people for marketing. And there's a lot of firms that have shut down that have been been controlled by this particular entity. Same thing happened with my Forex funds. It was the same entity that was giving them all their tech.
So they're almost trying to create a monopoly through different influencers.
Yeah,
they can control the market. That's not good.
It's not good for them. It's a very, 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 very way of doing stuff. Let's sort my camera out. What's going on with this? It's a very, very profitable way of doing stuff, but yeah, a lot of props would be white labeled. Yeah, a lot of props are white labeled. Which is actually slippage. I don't know why my camera's going on the funk right now, but have you heard of FTMO introducing something they call volume bands, which is actual slippage?
I haven't.
No, what is that? What do you mean by that? Yeah, what does that mean? Okay, there you go. EU looks like it's pushing up. Would I be tempted to get in another position? No, that's silly if I did. Let me sort my camera out. This has got my ADDs.
Oh. Buying gold again, 2-1. It will hit TP. Probably. I mean, it's been pushing up all week already, I'm pretty sure.
What's that, gold?
Gold, yeah. I'll have a look at it now. It's back at highs again. It's already up.
Change it. I'm going to put it over to you.
Can see daily time frame, it's still going. And when you look left, obviously there's nothing because we've never been at these price levels. So as soon as you exceed these highs, obviously you're trading the trend, expecting price to continue. Since the start of the week, we've just gone up so far. So yeah, I mean, you want to be capitalizing generally when we pull back to get in the most moves. You can definitely scalp them above Asian highs, for example, but they're going to be quicker moves. And then, of course, you want to be going break even or taking profits quickly compared to when we get them daily pullbacks, which yesterday was really nice if you got the pullback below Asian yesterday. Really clean move there. Let's have a look at EU right now. So it's EU sitting at my entry. We can just see that I'm liking this daily. I think Lawrence spoke about it, almost done the daily fill. This is the point at which I'd want to see price reject from for the week, and ideally want to see the 4 hour, because we have started to see a little bit of bullish structure. We yesterday come down and kind of engulfed this area, and then we've done it again coming into this session. If we need to reverse it and start breaking back below like 117,200, I think, to get that continuation to the downside. Like we saw last week, price did stall a little bit, and then we got a break in the end below that low, which is going to be similar if we do get it this week. If not, we could continue higher up. And the thing is about where we're at now is if we do push through that daily imbalance, maybe something to do with order block over here could come up to previous weekly high. I just think at that point it's just too high up. That's why my entry was at the start of this daily, to give myself ample room with a decent stop loss to give myself the opportunity if NFP comes in that I'm not going to be getting too caught up in any slippage or anything. And then GU for the session, we've currently just chopping around Asian high. Yeah, again, would like to see this reject now, to be honest. We've tapped 50% of this daily, which is nice. I'm more confident on GU, to be honest, than EU. Market conditions over the last, filling over free lots, certain levels, no liquidity. Scalper's nightmare. Don't like the small stops. That's the problem. I think with prop firms, especially when you're trading on 1 to 5 minute, if you get slipped, maybe you've got 5 accounts on different firms. If you get slipped on one, you may not get slipped on another. So then you're playing with fire unless you've got a little bit of wiggle room. I would probably recommend at least having a 5 pip stop. I think you can get away with 2 to 3 on maybe a live account. I just don't think with firms, when you're spreading it and maybe copy trading over them, it could be a little bit difficult there. Markets are crazy. Gold all-time highs, S&P all-time highs. I'm guessing the Nasdaq as well is at all-time highs. What event is around the corner to make it come down? I wonder.
God, mate. Sometimes tech, honestly. Okay, so we're still in game with this. EU's not really doing anything, but this looks like it's still playing up. I'm back up on my other position as well. Guys, let me know if the music's too loud. So what were you saying when I left Wilksey? What were they looking at?
Looking at gold,
Yeah,
just that complete all-time highs. Yesterday would have been nice on the pullback, I think, for a move because it had a nice bottom wick for the day, which made it easier to get in. But we are very high right now.
just might as well just get rid of this. Crazy. It's crazy. There you go. So we're starting to get that push up on crypto. Yeah. Have you started to get a little bit interested in like equity trading?
Probably not. The only reason why is I just don't think I would suit trading New York Stock Exchange open. And I know you can trade outside of it. I think the best opportunities are going to be within that NY session. So if I was looking at trading it, I would agree. If you're maybe in that time zone, I would definitely be on the equities, I think. What about you?
I'm playing with the idea, but I also don't. When am I going to trade? I like when trading in the mornings. To be honest,
Same.
and there's also a little bit of a different finesse with equities. I feel like you have to do maybe because there's so many of them as well. You've got to be good at finding the type of tickers that are moving. So a lot of scanners and stuff, and I think it's a little bit more of a learning curve. Whereas forex, really on intraday timeframes, I say it's hard, but it's also it just goes from level to level. It's very very simple. I don't know.
It's a slower moving. The CFDs are a bit slower moving. It gives you opportunity to actually learn if you're getting into it a lot easier than the equities and indices and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
completely different ball game there.
Okay, absolutely. But now you enter into 10 lot positions with 42 commission, and with slippage volume bands, you're down 142 or 242 on entry. Okay.
Is this? Yeah, this is with the.
So that's $4 commission round trip. I don't know where the two is. And then slippage and volume bands, you're down 100. I haven't heard this, man. Where have you seen this?
So big 10 lots is a lot. I'd have to have a look at what I'm getting on entries.
Oh, you're gonna be disgusted if you knew what I was trading on the other account.
Oh no, what is it?
Ah. I want to see what these volume bands are, man.
Yeah, for me, I get hammered on swaps, especially. Do you know why the swaps on a Wednesday night seem to be like triple? I don't know why that is.
I don't know why that is. Is that what, with us or with everybody?
Every firm I'm with, yeah.
Good question.
I'll have to have a look.
In the context of volume bands, refer to specific levels, order sizes, and lot sizes on the chart that indicate when the order is filled, is in the full size available at a single point. These bands, along with corresponding bid and ask for transparency. Interesting. So they're really trying to hold you from putting on big positions. They're really trying to hold you from doing big positions.
Is that's bad for scalping, right? If you're
Really bad. Yeah, that's really bad for intraday traders. This is an update as well. This has just happened.
Didn't even know about this.
No, it's just happened on the September. Yeah, that is that's not. Do you know at this rate, we might as well just everybody either come to Funding Rock or we all just go back to trading off personal accounts.
Any firm's out to get you in a minute.
I just don't get it.
But they say they're lowering spreads though as well as introducing that, but that's their way of getting around it though, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it doesn't matter. Like spreads, what I'd rather pay. No, I'd rather really tight spreads and really high commissions. To be honest, I don't mind paying commissions, but I don't like high spread because it really messes with my edge. High spread. I don't know. This is an interesting one, to be honest. I'm surprised that they're bringing this in. To be honest, they've been getting smashed.
Just reading up about it in the update. Sneaky one they put in there. Goes under the radar.
What, this?
What they've introduced, yeah.
Yeah, nobody's talked about it. Okay, well, there you go. So we got new news, you know.
And Wednesday swaps apparently are due to account for the market closed over the weekend. So they don't actually charge higher swaps over the weekend. They decide it's best to do it on a Wednesday for some reason.
Yeah, so Zix, I agree with you, man. Like, it's kind of annoying, but you've got to understand as well. There's no other better way to build up a personal account than prop. Doesn't matter. Is even though there's little things like this, we've just got to look at it as like, okay, our main goal is to build that personal funds. That's just what we got to pay for. We've got to adapt ourselves to all of this BS and make sure we're building up that personal account. That should be the only objective with trading props. As soon as you get a big enough personal account, put the props to the side, have them obviously going in the corner, but that's not the primary goal.
It's true. Or I'd recommend, even if one thing maybe I wish I did at the start
Yeah.
is you might be better off if you just want to trade live, actually outside of trading, earning some money, which is from a side hustle that's different to trading. So you, when you come into the industry and you can put a six-figure live account on the line, then you've already got income coming from other areas, because that's where most traders go wrong, when they've got to earn that money, especially coming from a live account. You just
Yeah.
need the props to actually get that capital,
Yeah.
as annoying as it is.
Yeah. I still don't. I still think props are the best thing since sliced bread. Just got to adapt. Keep yourself adapted to the stuff that's going on. It looks like we're moving up as well, which is nice.
Where's your TP on this one?
Oh, just at the high.
Oh,
Just at 60. Hold on, let me. 66.28. That's what it looks like.
yeah, it's looking better now. So that pullback into the EMAs.
Yeah, pull back to the EMA and then yeah. Yeah. I think we're going to get that TP. So go on then, Wilksey. If you were going to design a prop firm, how would you design it?
Bearing in mind that the prop firm has to ultimately make a profit.
But it can make a profit through various different ways.
Yeah.
You know?
What I would do is I would set up a firm. I like the two step and that only, because I think that's overall the best way to probably get into a firm. I would
Great.
offer it at a higher price, despite obviously a lot of traders want it at a cheaper price. The higher price, it just seems to work. The firms that I've been with that have a higher price tend to be the better one.
Yeah.
Yep. And then what I would do is once it comes into scaling with the firm, try and get them onto live funds where not only the trader benefits but also the prop firm benefits, because then you're making money and they're making money, rather than a lot of the firms don't offer live funds. And when you don't offer live funds, a lot of the firm relies on just trying to make profit from the fees that they charge for the accounts.
Yep.
I don't know how that would work, the ins and outs of it all, but that's
straight through processing. You
Yeah.
know, it's not difficult at all. Straight through. The thing that you need though is you need a trader to come with consistency, a consistent pattern. Because at the end of the day, the prop firm just bets on the trader. But if the trader is not showing consistency, I don't know, 1 minute he's up, 1 minute he's 20 lots in, and then next minute he's 5 lots in, and it's just all over the place. Then it becomes a little bit harder, and then you just gotta. But
yeah, it's not a quick turnaround. If you're looking to get a trader on live funds, that's going to take a period of 6 months because you need to assess that trader's ability on the actual funded accounts first
agreed.
before you want to give them real funds. And then obviously when you get the live funds, the restrictions on the way it is higher anyway. So you can't usually place as much leverage on a live fund because you don't when you've got real money. You don't need to because it's a bigger account.
Mm-hmm. Would you offer big accounts or small accounts?
In terms of the smallest account and the biggest account, I'd probably start with the 10k accounts, and then the biggest account, probably I would go for the big ones. I would say max allocation is somewhere between like 200k and 400k. So maybe 300k max, and then offer a 300k, 200k, 100k account. I would offer the bigger accounts, yeah. That's just what I prefer, though. I'd rather get a 200k than sometimes getting a 100 or a 50.
100%.
Even if it's not much difference in savings, because sometimes the 100 and 200 are similar prices, even if you buy two 100ks. You don't pay any real extra money.
Yeah.
200s.
I totally agree with that. I tend just to go for 200ks.
Yeah.
Just 200ks. You get used to the size as well. I think if you're brand new to trading, then stick, because you've got to get used to a certain amount of leverage and certain amount of size per trade, and seeing those kind of numbers. And then once you're used to it, it's a little bit like benching. You go to the gym first. You don't start with 100 straight away. You do your 20. You warm up on the bar. You go to 20. Then you may go to 40. Then the 60. And eventually, when you get stronger and stronger, then you get to the 100, or so on and so forth. You don't want to just go without warming up or without doing anything straight to the 100, because you're going to hurt yourself.
That's what also prop firms are really good for, and only I can look back now after years of trading a live account. Is when I was on the live account, seeing profits of $400-500 or pounds was a lot, and it is a lot of money. But when you're trading props and you're seeing amongst your accounts you're up 15 to 20k, I look on my live account now and seeing I'm up 500 is nothing, and it's easier to psychologically look at these numbers over time. So that's something that prop firms are really good at doing, I think.
That I can 100% agree with. Prop firms are, in my opinion, the breeding ground of really, really top traders on their own personal accounts. I really do think they really hones in and helps traders actually become good traders. And I'm not just saying that, because I've seen it in myself as well. So if people take it seriously, and people, I think prop firms are still the best thing since sliced bread, as I said.
I used to absolutely hate prop firms. I don't know why, back in the day. Yeah. That's why for years I didn't trade them. But as soon as I try and introduce them a little bit, I just realized that my psychology changed to realizing the money and the scaling possibilities. Whereas before I was trying to risk 5% on my live account. Whereas in my head now, if I can make 2 or 3% a month on $1 million funding, that's still enough money. And it made me realize I need to take my time in prop firms, because I can get that amount of funding, and you don't have to worry about getting a 5-hour trade every day. You can make 2-3 good trades in a month, and if you do really well, then you get that gain of 2-3%, and that's enough. And you find that with some of the best traders in the industry even on live funds, they're just taking that 30 to 50% a year. That's plenty.
It's just leverage.
Pure leverage.
You can't get that in many other places. But if you look at it in every single industry, the only way that you actually can get to that next level or to make is just leverage on everything. Could be leverage on contacts, leverage on money, could be all of these different things. But at the end of the day, you just have to do it. What's going on with this position?
Yeah, I was pushing there.
Oh, there you go. We got a little bit of a spike there.
Well, that's what they say. The first 6 figures, your first 6 figures is the hardest, and then after that, it's 10 times easier to get any further.
Because it's like that 1 minute. Well, what was it? The 1 minute mile or something. You know, as soon as it's done,
Yeah,
it unlocks. It's like that as well. Once you get a payout once, in my opinion, it's a lot easier to get another payout because you've done it and you know it's easy. You know it's not easy, but you know it's doable. Whereas if you've never done anything before, that initial milestones, it's a lot harder to crack.
100%. As soon as you do something once, like get funded, get a payout, the belief you have to get that next one goes up so much. And even now, like if I was to lose funding, I know in my head, well, I've acquired a lot of funding before, nothing stopped me doing it again. Even if it takes a couple of months, doesn't matter.
That's why when I'm in losing streaks, I just don't actually care. Obviously, sometimes they can be a little bit, you know, this recent one took me to go on holiday to try and get out of it, but it's because the amount of times I've been in a losing streak and I've come back in and then I've just made it all back, and then I've had the best days and best weeks ever. That's why resilience, man. You just got to come in, you got to show up, you got to keep doing and keep doing it, and that's it.
Great.
All right, we've got a couple more minutes and then
I'll have to watch that video. Trade less, scale more.
Trade less, scale more. What's that?
It's just some guy apparently on YouTube. It's got videos on looking at just trading better and how you get to that higher level. Lawrence recommending it.
Okay. Oops. Getting it. Well, let's see what EU's doing.
It's stuck in a minute.
Stuck, yeah. It's stuck.
Yeah.
Because obviously we've got the inflation. I don't think it will do too much. Pounds. Look at that. Wick. Gold. What are we doing? Why are we just longing gold? Seriously, man. I keep coming in every single day and I'm like, no, it's too high up. And then it goes up another. Oh, is my sound gone? I think your sound's gone.
My sound's gone.
That's back.
All right. Just set a buy stop as soon as it triggers past that Asian high. Just bank a few pips and then close out.
So we're at this level right now. Just got to be a little bit careful. Because it is still weak. The only thing is, let's have a look at.
Do you like using any currency indexes? Nah, just more looking at the relative against all the other currencies for the day.
Pretty much the only one I do look at the Dixie, but to be honest, you can just look at Euro. It's the same thing, just opposite way around.
Yeah, I used to look at DXY a lot, but now tend to. I might look at the odd time just to have a look, but nothing crazy.
Yeah, it's literally just euro opposite way round. So, I don't really look at too much of the index. The only one that I would look at probably is obviously crypto, the overall like total one and total two, excluding Bitcoin, just to see
Never
what.
heard of these.
Yeah, so this is just the total market cap. Total market cap of all the cryptos excluding Bitcoin.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it just shows you really when, you know, it does just look like a Bitcoin chart, but you can give areas of where it's a good time to start buying altcoins. Total free as well. What's going on? Total. Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, what isn't it? So this is excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this is the total market cap of everything other than them. It's crazy. You got.
Yeah, you could look in 10 years and where we're at now is probably going to look really low.
Yeah. And we'll be like, I remember those days when
Solana
was 200 and now it's at 4 million. Baffles me, man. It's crazy how I got my ass handed to me in these areas, though. I really didn't expect it to turn out like this.
Yeah, it's a very deep pullback overall.
Yeah. And it's funny because if you look at like kind of market structure concepts and stuff, it never actually broke its bullish. It never broke bullish market structure, even though it felt at the time like it's the whole bull run's cancelled, because I was buying in Solana and all of these areas, but then I started getting in heavy around here, especially on Solana and stuff, and then I couldn't hold this pullback
because that lasted a few months as well. That big pullback.
Yeah, this was. Let's have a look at this. This is on a weekly time frame. It's a bit easier to see it on ETH, but let's have a look at. It's half a year. All of this.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah, it's hard. It was a hard point for me actually, because I was up so much, and then because I was too leveraged up in these areas, it basically gave back so much profit, and I eventually just said to myself, "You're gonna have to cut, because otherwise you're gonna start giving back absolutely everything." And then as soon as I cut, it just goes
in your head as well, because it's pushed up recently, and then you've scaled in, and then you see a drop. You're thinking, "Oh, this could go bad."
Because my brain is looking at this area here, and then it's saying, "Okay, so we've come back into this demand. Now we're pushing up. This is great. Like, for me, this is totally good." But then when we get this move right here, for me, it's like, okay, we've broken all market structure. It's done. Like it's confirmed that we're going lower, which in hindsight, it didn't. It just come back down to this area of demand and then just pushed all the way back up. Crypto and gold are the two assets that will hurt you the most before they actually go to your direction, in my opinion. Like, they will hurt the most people, and then when eventually everybody is just done, then it starts moving.
If you're good though, I mean, you get huge gains.
If you're good and you're good at holding in your emotions and you're good at getting into those right positions, look at this. Look how good and nice this was trending. And there are some fantastic crypto traders, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Some fantastic crypto traders. Let's have a look at what this is doing. Okay, so guys, we've got another couple more minutes and then we're going to turn off because it's getting already quite late into the session. For me anyway, got to get back to work.
There's not been too much going on this session. We've seen a little bit of movement.
Yeah,
Dollar is looking fairly weak at the minute, to be honest,
yeah,
I have to say.
yeah. Fairly annoying. Actually, no, it's not fairly annoying. It's actually good, but it needs to start pushing. What are you doing for the rest of the day? That's it. I am. You're just going out doing some, going for a run and stuff.
Do some gym, I think, after this. Yeah, got just signed up for a gym that's got sauna as well. Makes a
Oh,
huge difference having that.
massive difference. There's something about being in the sauna that just helps you think as well.
Because you're alone with your thoughts.
Yeah. You can just
Often where you're at.
clearer as well.
Yeah, it's nice.
Fair enough.
Do that.
We'll quickly do. Go on then. We're going to quickly do analysis on Euro CAD and Pound CAD, and then we'll cut off. So I'll have a look, and then we'll get Wilksey just to go through what he. Well, at the moment, it just looks like it's pushing up, doesn't it? There's not really much to say. Like, probably, this is the next area that it's going to look to come to, 8807. If we have a look on, on the weekly time frame, you've got a level which is just a little bit lower, which is nearly coming up to touch right now. So I think you've got a little bit more room just to get in to an 87.70 area. Euro Canadian dollar probably looks actually a little bit better just to get in because it's already had like a really nice pullback. If we take from the low to the high right here, then you can see that it's come back into this area of demand. So it's come back into this area of demand right here, and now it's already found support. The target in this, if we have a look to the left, wow, there's nothing to the left of us really other than that level up there. So if we put a level on here, we'll go to a 5 minute. Let's see what's happening on that. So it's already broken that level. Look at that. So where's the next level above on EuroCAD? Probably that one there. Go back and see where that is on a 5 minute chart. I think you got room, man. I think you got room to come up to 64.17 up here. That's what I think anyway. But at the moment, it's just pushing up. CAD is super, super weak. Super, super weak. What about you, Wilksey? What do you think?
On EuroCAD? Or on
Euro and Pound CAD.
Yeah, EuroCAD looks like it's got some good room, especially on the higher time frames.
Yeah.
I think the Euro is... So overall, Euro's looking quite good.
The chart's frozen, mate.
It's frozen, is it?
Yeah, maybe just I'll put my chart back on quickly.
Yeah, I'll stop sharing and I'll reshare.
Yeah.
1 sec. Is it back? Should be fine now.
Let me just have a look. Move it around a bit. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, good. Yeah, EU. I think obviously I'm selling it. I'm wanting to see a drop fairly soon because you can see on the 1 hour is at the minute it is still going up. So I want to see if we're going to go down some structural breaks. If not, we're probably going to keep respecting areas of lows and start heading up to really the next areas. 1.18 is quite a key level on the high time frames. So I'm looking for that drop. Obviously, I've been in this trade now since Monday. So I've been very patient waiting for it to kind of play out. Pound USD, still bearish overall. I'm liking the fact we're struggling here at the minute on 1 hour. Trying to break Asian high. If it cannot do the break, we could get that retest. We need to properly start breaking up though, I think. Otherwise, we could pull back and... Yeah, I'm just waiting for really on the 4 hour to see these lows broken to confirm that we can come down. Otherwise, could be in jeopardy on my trades. But really all I can do on the higher time frames is set the analysis at the start of the week, set limits, and just let it play out. I don't really, aside from being on here, I don't check the charts very often at all because you start to get analysis paralysis when
Mhm.
sometimes all it takes is one 4 hour candle to give you that big 50 to 100 pip move, and then you're back in business. So that's my analysis for the day. See how we're looking rest of the week, especially for NFP.
Yeah. Wicked.
Cool.
All right, then, boys and girls.
Thanks a lot.
Sound, and we'll see you soon. Obviously, tomorrow there's national holidays here, so tomorrow there isn't going to be any kind of live stream. But Friday we're going to do NFP. Wilksey, you going to join us for that? For the
Yes.
NFP stream.
100%. I'll be there.
So we're going to do an NFP stream. It's going to NFP might not happen.
Exactly. Yeah. If it don't come out, then
There's no point. Yeah, there's no point.
Yeah.
We're going to be live. We're going to be live anyway. To be fair, because the Friday is normal days here, but interesting how the government is shut down. Are we living in a simulation, bro?
Must be.
Like, what is going on?
Yeah, this is madness.
Yeah, this is something that happens on like The Simpsons, you know.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, we'll keep everybody up to date, and if you need anything, we're in the Discord. See you later. Bye.
Take care.